Martinsville was built in 1947. NASCAR started in '49, racing here on dirt. In the mid-1950s, Burt Meyer's grandfather won the very first race on a paved Martinsville Speedway, and his grandson, third-generation racer Burt, is in this field today.
I love my gig up here, Kevin, but there's only a certain few racetracks that still get me. When these guys line up at Martinsville, I get jealous every single time. One of my favorite racetracks, the challenge of this place, there's nothing like it. My gosh, when you're out front, the clean air feels good. Mired in traffic is not so good. No, this place brings it everything at you and anything in between.
Well, on the other side of that fence, I wasn't very good here, so you were always the guy that was really good here, and I can't wait to see this all unfold today.
Yeah, Ross is starting next to Austin Dillon.
Toyota and Chevrolet will lead them off turn 4 to the green flag. And the Cookout 400 is underway at Martinsville.
Great jump by Christopher Bell.
It is a gloomy day.
No contest getting into 1 and 2.
And all the talk about tire savings and what we need to do with our tires, right now you need to get everything that you can get from a track position standpoint. You're going to see him be able to run too wide for a little bit, but you're going to have to get to that bottom lane to be able to put yourself in a position to not lose as many spots as possible. And you'll see them all start to stack up as that bottom lane starts to fill in the holes.
I'm glad you said that, Kevin. When they do stack up, that's an opportunity to get on that outside. You might be able to get on them. As they stack up, getting into the corner, it accordions them, and you can keep the momentum on the outside.
First 3 single file. Here's the race for 4th. Toyota Chevrolet. Kyle Larson a little loose getting up off that corner. Going to drop in line behind Denny Hamlin.
And you see him, he almost let up a little bit up off the corner. He knew how important it was to get down on the bottom of that racetrack to not get hung on the outside. If you wait too long, they'll fill those holes. And every time you wait, those holes get further and further apart.
Riding on board Bubba Wallace, the Toyota Cam, trying to make the outside work, but Chris Buescher pulls ahead on the inside, and now Wallace has more company.
No, Bubba.
The inside in the 22.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. If that hole doesn't open up, as you see a little contact there up off the corner.
Oh, here comes the teammate.
Halfback bottom.
Okay.
Logano will get the spot from Wallace. That is 7th place. Bubba drops in behind him. More action right behind William Byron to the outside of the 45.
Stop.
See if he can get past Tyler Reddick here.
Yeah,
Byron's not going to
easily here. You saw Chase Briscoe right there trying to put that car in there. He thought twice about putting it in there 3 wide.
It put pressure on him, though. He really drove off in the corner, did a good job getting it loaded up before he got in the door of the 24.
Byron hangs tough, gets a good launch off the outside.
Blaney won the fall race here.
Full car length ahead of Reddick and seals the deal.
Yeah, see, Reddick was not able to get up off the corner because you need that real
estate. Ross.
Before had him on the outside, pinched him off a little bit. He spun the tires. 24 drove off.
Yeah. Now the first car on the outside, that's Kyle.
Okay, Ross's paint doesn't look too bad on track, but that animated decal for it did not look good.
In that second lane.
Yeah, the render.
Down. I mean, this is the traffic jam of
because you sent it while I was at work and I did not like it, but seeing it on track, it doesn't look that bad. I feel like it's more of a night paint though. I feel like you should run it under the lights, not a day race.
Really nowhere to go right now. Save your tires, settle in like we're watching these guys do. Let this long run prevail.
Except instead of green, it's orange.
You're going to see it more difficult to make up that track position and be able to put yourself in a position to take care of the car. The cars all handle really good for those first 20 laps. That's when we see 20, 25, 30 laps. You're going to see the difference in the cars start to eat up that right rear tire, and the cars start to fall off. They start to get loose in, tight in the middle, and loose off.
And what's going to show that the most is the rubber on the racetrack, because you're watching them come around their car.
Well, keep licking your car, Dutch. Queen yourself.
Rubber down, not much black in the corner. That will change, and it'll change in a hurry. I would say somewhere around lap 30.
Chase Briscoe on the outside of teammate Ty Gibbs. Josh Berry looking around from the inside. Not able to gain ground here. See if Briscoe, nope. No pass there.
Yeah, and we noted it yesterday. We talked a lot about Josh Berry, his success in his 21 car as they've started the year. Notorious for his short track career. Won races right here in the late model stock cars at Martinsville, and we expect him to be a contender today as his short track pedigree is very, very high.
That's the Ford Performance Cam. Talked to Leonard Wood this morning. Of course, Wood Brothers just about 20 miles to the west of here in Stewart, Virginia. They're all really looking forward to next weekend, the throwback week at Darlington. That's going to be something to see. All right, Ryan Blaney started 32nd. He has gained
like
1 spot.
Well, that's what we're talking about, and it'll
Todd's
come.
back at the back,
problem
too.
Is, don't have a lot of insurance. You're clear back there in 32nd. When these leaders start catching the field, they start picking them up and putting them down pretty quick. So it starts forcing.
Yeah, I like how Shane Van Vert was fast in practice, but qualified in the 30s. His ass.
Variances of
That's the road course
that are happening from each car. That's when you're really going to start to see the passing. So that's why NASCAR went to this, and Goodyear went to this softer tire to create some of that fall off. But they drive really good at the beginning.
You see that 14 laps in, it's already down to about a half a track for you in the lap traffic. Doesn't take long.
Christopher Bell has the fastest lap of the race.
Oh, of course.
93.09 miles an hour.
And that rubber on the racetrack it's going to be a little bit different than yesterday. This track is very sensitive to the sun and the way that it lays rubber down.
Well, he's in fucking
right now. Takes a little bit
Timmy
longer
Hill
for that
equipment.
rubber to get on the racetrack. So it'll be interesting to see what the fall off is today compared to.
Is it Timmy Hill?
Sun on the racetrack from yesterday.
Talking about fall off, Christopher Bell told us yesterday, as it falls off, it gets looser, Kevin. I'm watching these cars, and I want to,
Hey, Bubba, wreck that guy.
Point, these cars will start slipping and sliding around, and where it'll start showing is on the entrance of the
do a funny and wreck that guy.
And that downshift makes it more difficult. You see Bubba Wallace shifting right there in the middle of the straightaway.
That
You
was
see
22
this
to wreck.
downshift that he makes right there. Right now it looks pretty easy, but what'll happen is it'll start to get over on that right rear tire, and as you downshift, it almost makes it worse.
Oh no, I just want Joey Logano to
either get
die.
earlier with the downshift, but most likely
nobody else can wreck. I mean, Denny Hamlin wants to wreck too. I mean, I'm cool with that, but like if Logano like wants to flip, hey man, all power to
from
him.
a mechanical standpoint.
Be hilarious.
17 laps complete. Christopher Bell has led them all.
Yeah, I just want Bubba to like drive under the back end and just like then do like a fucking hit the handbrake and do like a drag race lift off and flip him.
3/10 of a second, but when he catches these lap cars, he's got the 66 of Casey Mears on the same straightaway as him. That won't be the problem. It'll be when these cars are stacked up in front of him that are trying to not go a lap down. That's when it becomes difficult and things start to get more physical.
This is going to be a challenging race. I mean, I'm already looking at it. We have all the hitters lined up at the front. You got Bell, you got Elliott, the 3 of the 4 Hendrick cars that we talked about. Logano's really good here. Wallace had a great run here. This is shaping up to be a fantastic race. Battle of the Giants.
20 green flag laps in. Christopher Bell has led them all ahead of Chase Elliott.
Brad. Shane Van Vert Cam.
It's Griffin Cams.
It's Griffin Cam.
Oh, it's Terrorist right behind him. Yay! Oh yeah, I do like the A&W scheme. That is fire.
A&W scheme is pretty gas.
Mark III used to be a Kyle Busch sponsor. Now it's very probably. Oh, it's Chase Briscoe foot cam.
Chase Briscoe foot cam.
It's the feet cam for Chase Briscoe. Oh yeah, I forgot how your dad described this type of tracks. I forgot that's how your dad described it.
Uh-oh. Race Elliott. Mr. No Personality.
Battle for the lead. Here he comes.
Mr. No Personality.
Huge dive to the bottom, and he takes the lead.
Man, we can all turn it off. Hendrick Motorsports to the lead.
Guys, we did it.
All right, it was a fun race.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
See you guys next week.
Casimier's already a lap down.
Yep, see you guys at Darlington next week. And Chase is in his ugly Napa paint.
I like this paint from 2022. I really like it.
Yeah, dude, like the blue, yellow, and white, like the Napa scheme that Chase always ran, like early in his career with Hendrick.
Like the blue, like 24.
Here, I'll pull up an image of it real quick.
I think if you're talking about his like car, if you're talking about his like 2018, 9 car, Hey,
This
the sun's
one.
coming out.
This paint.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I love that 2020.
Or yeah, either this one or like this one. I know this is an old one because the numbers in the middle.
Classic,
But like, it's so much better. It's so than this
Have been.
or
oh yeah, it's
this.
the Jack Link's car.
Fuck, I'll even take this.
On the number
What is
20
that?
because
I don't know, but I'll take that.
Took advantage, moved to the inside, took the lead after Bell led the
Shit,
first
even
23
this.
laps of this race. Chase Elliott to the point.
I'm assuming it's a 600.
They like it.
That's exactly what we expected. You're going to see cars
But like,
do that at different points.
there's just
and
it's just
now
too much blue.
Chase Elliott has the lead. He's put a little bit of a gap between here.
Why are you
and
blue?
Bell, so you don't really know as you see a little bit.
I
of
just
sun
don't like
starting to
it.
pop out.
I liked it better when there was
In
white
3 and 4.
car.
Yeah, and down there in 3 and 4, I'm seeing rubber getting built up on the racetrack quite a bit. People starting to slip and slide around. The movement's coming, and the passes are coming. Those are opportunities.
Hey, Bubba, you want to go past Logano?
I still, you know, we watched Elliott make the pass for the lead. His teammate Bowman, there he is right there. Starting to inch closer
Hey,
to Bell.
Todd Gilliland moving the right way. He's up 6th position
Jamie,
or
what
4th
about
position.
Christopher Bell?
Well, I talked to his crew chief, Adam Stevens, this morning, and their concern was the long run. They didn't really know what they had, if they were going to be good or not so good, but they went aggressive on this setup to try and help it. You see, he got past there at about 26 laps in, but this has been a tough place for this team. Adam said, we're really good on short tracks, except
yellow.
Martinsville, so it's kind of up in the
Who's
air
dead?
what they need.
Who's
Caution
dead?
is out for debris.
Oh, debris. Seth, are you getting bored?
Caution at 31
Why did
laps.
I
Debris up
yawn?
toward turn number 4.
No, debris caution.
The outside where the asphalt and the
Oh, there's debris.
It's actual
some
debris
sort of
this time.
It's actual
It's
debris.
not just me throwing the
First caution
guns.
flag of the day.
Yeah, and that changes everything up. And
Sure
Man,
does.
I'm bored. Caution.
That was not an expected caution.
Caution. Those
80
helmets are
laps,
so cool.
stage 1. That's
I
the
want to
end of
buy
stage
one. It's
Pit
$300.
stop would not be required.
They're so cool. Look at
And
those
here we are
helmets.
under caution.
I have one in my on Amazon list. I'm gonna buy one
The defending champion
for
Dodgers in a
$300, and I'm gonna
March
take it to the track and get it
early
signed.
season showdown. They'll play Bryce Harper and the Phils Saturday.
I'm gonna pull up to Michigan and be wearing a pit crew fucking helmet in the stands.
Heard a lot of these guys practicing pit road before
Yeah,
the race.
in case anybody needs a
Radio
reserve
guy
pit
was
crew
that I was
member.
too fast, speeding, probably have
I'm
an
ready.
adjustment there. I know we have that built in, but that being
Front
said, my
right
point
tire
is,
changer, me.
could see some speeding penalties here on pit road. Very important, very tricky pit road with the
Oh,
corners.
there goes the
Pit
tire.
road is open,
Try
and
change
here
it.
comes almost everybody. But
Josh
Josh
There
Berry
goes
stayed
me.
out.
Barry,
Cindric stayed out.
Midrick.
Regan.
So we had 2 cars stay
Like
out.
Chase Elliott in the
And
9 car.
boy,
Good break with this caution early on. Having a little bit of radio trouble hearing Chase. As for the race car, he said it's good. It's still neutral right now. No issues in the 48 of Alex Bowman.
Such a cool
Very
paint.
bad in practice yesterday, according to Blake Harris, the crew chief.
Honestly,
right now, he's been quiet on the radio. Jamie?
I'm probably gonna go to Bowman, honestly, next year.
A little bit edgy, a little too free for his liking. Air pressure adjustment
More
there.
likely.
The left side. You see on the right side, Kyle Larson is in the 20 car of Christopher Bell. Talked
I do
about
like William better.
He wants those adjustments.
No.
Stops here
No.
begin in the middle of turn 4 and end near the exit of turn
Hey, Bubba
2.
gained a spot.
It
Let's
is a
go.
very tricky pit road.
Tate
33
Smith
laps
with a
complete. We're
tire
under
stop.
caution.
Bro.
Oh, and
Gano and Bell. Interesting. Blow a tire, please? All the 2 tire guys?
Zane Smith. Zane Smith didn't do nothing. Technically, Reddick would be 12 if, yep, because Barry and Cindric stayed out, so Reddick would be about 12. Cole Custer's, Brad Keselowski,
Brad.
so more people stayed out. So who all, yeah, all the people who stayed out are 6th.
Riley Herbst.
Riley Herbst stayed out. Dang, that moved Reddix to 16th. Good lord.
Hey, it's me, Cam. See, the cool thing, Seth, is at 4 o'clock when I start watching the Cubs, like, baseball is not a sport that, like football, where I'm, like, tweaking balls. Like, if... And then you'll hear, like, me not talk about it for a while, or I'll be like, nice hit, or I'll be like, oh, come on, don't swing at that. Like, baseball is, like, a very more relaxing sport. Except for when the playoffs happen. Playoffs, I'm on my I'm at, like, I have a heart attack 24/7.
Some of the favorites here at Martinsville. 37 laps complete. We're under caution, and we've been watching the birds atop the light tower all weekend. There's a pair of them. They are Gertrude and Heath.
Birds! There's birds!
You guys just aren't old enough. My dad loved Red Skelton. He was a great comedian. He had a bit about these two seagulls, Gertrude and Heathcliff. Never mind.
There they are.
Yep.
They have been. They are probably not liking the... I don't know who Gertrude is, but he might not be liking this loud noise, but he shouldn't have built a house at a racetrack.
All right, 6 drivers stayed out, beginning with Josh Berry, who was 13th before the caution flag. The first 3 rows, well, 2.5 rows with Bell on the outside.
Hey, my fantasy driver.
Terrorism incoming.
All stayed out.
Up front.
4.
So we're just ass factory terrorism coming up.
You do the math.
There's a lot of Fords up front, Seth, and you know what happens when Fords are up front? They kill each other. Talladega last year.
2 up shifts, 2 down shifts, just down and up. I mean, you're doing 4 shifts a lap, basically.
Honestly annoying to shift that many times during a race.
That's what the racetrack calls for, but it does get a little bit tiring.
It can make for a tough day, for sure, in the race car.
It's not bad. It's a lot of shifting, but it's a shift. I think it's fairly simple.
Oh, shut up, Joey.
I tell you what shifted, guys, is the field. These guys staying out. What was it going to be? Close to 40 laps to go. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
A lot of shaking up in the field here.
Well, the one thing that tells me is they're really concerned with the way that these cars handled in traffic. This was always a really difficult track with the aero situation that these cars are in. So now we've got cars mixed up on different tires, so this is going to probably get physical.
Cindric, what happened to your hood?
Bell and Joey Logano each took 2 tires.
Oh,
to green.
I thought it was damaged.
Cindric couldn't get going, spun the tires.
Ah, makes sense. That makes sense
and
now.
One of those 6, Riley Herbst, also spun the tires, and it's a big mix. Headed for turn 2.
Riley.
See these guys that stayed out on all tires really push hard here to try to get up front.
Riley's
the guys with tires coming, because you know they're going to be bearing down.
Go Bubbles! Go Bubbles! Follow your boss! Follow your boss!
Momentum of the top lane as you see Kyle Larson shove him out of the way.
3 wide there. Coming off 2.
Riley.
I need fantasy points!
Josh Berry on point, leading the first laps for the Wood brothers here at Martinsville since Hall of Famer.
Oh my God! Oh my God, Seth, you and DJ are in danger.
Still 3 wide.
Never what you want to hear at Martinsville. Middle of 3. I want to be bottom of 3. We're going to be 3 wide. I want to be on the inside.
Yeah, you see that bottom lane stack up, and Riley in the wall right there.
Slow.
And the cars with 4 new tires.
We're gonna have a crash, dude. They're getting all sorts of bent out of shape right now.
And they're
all big ram.
You got Bell on the outside, Logano on the inside. He's got his elbows out, making his car as wide as possible.
Yeah, Josh Berry just ran his fastest lap, so that track position is doing.
Look at this this nightmare. The 35 is slow.
Riley is
to the back of the field.
He's getting bullied. He's getting bullied. Oh, look how. Like he's been. Oh boy.
For the tires
Arby's.
Arby's. The aero side of everything that's going on. So right now, these guys want to see
short track guy
side by side that are leading this race.
Dude, Logano's gonna dump Brad.
Austin Cindric and Ryan Blaney. They want those guys to get held up as long as possible to click as many laps off as they can.
Well, speaking of holding them up, and that's Keselowski in the 6 car. You saw Logano hit him in the rear end, and you got Bell on the outside holding up 2 wide teammates on the behind him.
So 35 to go in the stage. The 22 and the 20 took 2 tires. The cars behind them took 4. Elliott and Hamlin had a little contact.
Yep, there it is.
Elbowing each other for
Don't take that, Brad. Don't take that shit, Brad. Give it back. Give it back to him.
Brad.
Give it back to him, Brad. Brad.
There goes Christopher Bell.
Take when you throw that block, the guy below you has to decide. All right, I'm going to let you in.
Brad Keselowski is a menace.
Knock him up the racetrack like he did right there.
Brad Keselowski is driving like a menace.
Fighting for and taking the bottom, and everybody else up the lane, and you saw the result.
That screwed Bell and Keselowski. The bumper from the 54.
And as a driver in Brad's position, you saw it with Riley Herbst, and now you're seeing it with Brad. It puts you in a position to where you have to put yourself in as much of the way as possible to keep as many behind you.
Just like Riley.
Man, I always hated being on defense like this.
Oh, me too. And it's so hard. You can't find a hole. You're yelling at the spotter. Give me a hole. Let me get down.
Follow your boss. Not let Kyle Larson pass you, then follow your boss.
So on and so forth. Very challenging.
Oh, Byron's at 31st. Jesus Christ, he is stuck.
William Byron, way back in 31st after the caution.
I already said that.
Here's his radio.
They're listening to me.
What do we got to the end of the stage? I'll work our way. Figure out what something plays in our way. The rest of it, long ways to recover. Yeah, 10-4.
Not sure what happened, but he came into the pits 9th, Regan.
Well, Mike, what preceded that radio was actually trouble getting the right front tire off on the pit stop. That slowed the stop down. Unfortunately, with this many cars,
yes, Hendrick Masterclass.
Early in the race, really a big penalty. You lose a lot of spots, but a long race left to make it up. As you see it on the bottom right there.
Speaking of losing spots, something sent Denny Hamlin way up the racetrack in turn 3.
So he about lost it getting into 3.
Oh, is Kyle Larson paying him back?
I have to go back and take a look at that.
Kyle Larson finally paying him back? Well, Kyle Larson was right behind him. That's why or Chase Elliott is one of the two.
23-second pit stop on William Byron. Boy, the cars that did not take tires sliding around here, and so are some that did.
1, 3, 4, 5.
Ryan Blaney, one of those trying to hang on, who used the caution to gain track position instead of tires.
Barry just liked it.
Laps complete.
He's like a success every Sunday.
Josh Berry and the Wood brothers out front.
Oh, hi, Dylan.
Dylan was slow. Huge push from St. Smith to Carson Osen. Good Lord. He said, get out of my way.
We wreck because we're under a commercial.
It's us, Carson Osen. Oh! We're not clear.
We almost saw a wreck. We almost saw a wreck.
We're not clear. There's Zane. Yeah, Riley Herbst is all the way back at 36th.
The boy went the wrong way.
Herbst, let's not do that plan again. Why is it right? Hello? Did you see the camera like shift you to red?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Who's taking over Martinsville?
It's Ross's BMWs, the ghost of the BMW's car. That's what I'm saying, dude. Dawson has to have a bad day for fantasy.
24,
but
29, 5 is
8. The two drivers he's had the most success with are the biggest like streaky drivers in the series. Because Bell and Byron both have gone into big like Byron's summer slump last year. Bell had a pretty big slump last year too. So it's still way too early. Plus plus the racing gods, all the you guys let me draft this team. You guys let me actually draft this. They're gonna get him. The racing gods are gonna get him.
Yeah, because Reddick's gonna win eventually. I'm telling you, Reddick's gonna get his first one somewhere that we don't expect.
I feel like Ross is gonna win somewhere, and I think Bubba's gonna get a win this year too.
19 laps to go in stage 1 of the Cookout 400 at Martinsville Speedway. There's the lead that Josh Berry has.
Berry is gone.
Custer from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since 1925, the Goodyear blimp has been inspiring fans to keep looking up and keep driving forward.
Hey Custer, you want to Ass Factory the Logano boy?
Berry, Custer, and Logano. And there is Hall of Fame crew chief Leonard Wood. Has had a great time here this weekend. Talked to him Wednesday at the Hall of Fame nominating committee meeting, of which he was a part. Larry Mack?
Yeah, Mike, when I look at Josh Berry in that 21 car, obviously he's got clean air, but the one thing I like about that race car right now, he is using a lot less brake at both ends of the racetrack than Cole Custer in the 41, Joey Logano in the 22, and guys, you know, those tires love when you use less brake because they don't build as much heat, which can also create a lot more brake heat as well.
It certainly does. It helps you, keeps the temperature out of the tires. That's build up, brake temperature, and everything in between. And there's only one guy that has the affordability to do that, the leader.
Yeah, right now. Oh, as we see some
boy
right there between the 12
aggressive.
and the 2.
Let's go.
Here comes 2311, boys.
Jamie?
I'm actually cheering for Bubba Wallace.
They showed up here. Remember, he won here in the fall, so they expected to be good. But Jonathan Hassler, his crew chief, told me you cannot run the same car in the same setup. You have to keep evolving, and that's exactly what we did as a team. All three of the Penske cars had a different setup here. Obviously, the 12 car didn't hit it right. Ryan didn't like the balance. He didn't like it on the long run, so they went back on some of those adjustments. So far today, obviously, they got the track position by staying out, but he said he just cannot roll the bottom like he wants to. He's having to park it at both ends of the track to get it to rotate.
Thanks, Jamie.
It's gonna rain.
And that's
time to work on it, though.
And that's a very common trait with this.
Shut up,
this
Seth.
car.
Don't say anything with the R word.
And they get nose to tail like that. The front end just does not turn in the middle of
It's
the
like
car. So that's going to be something that you're going to fight all day. You're going to be in traffic.
Your fucking butt's bleeding, dude. Come on, man.
Work on that. We're going to free you up in the middle of the corner and help that front end
The
turn.
fuck's
now you
wrong
start
with
getting
you?
loose in. Now you got two.
Now don't sit on my bed. Get the fuck up. Get up.
Tyler Reddick
Get blood all
trying
over
to
my
move up on
bed.
Austin Cindric here. This race for 9th place. And Austin Dillon right there trying to get himself a stage point. 12 laps to go in stage 1.
Another problematic situation with tight in the middle.
Switching over to shitty Dookie Mike.
He's eventually going to catch up, snap over there in the 3/4 mark of the corners, and then now you're chasing it on the throttle level in the exit of the corner.
So Reddick to 9th and Dillon to 10th.
Yeah, that 3 car has been really good. Not something that is abnormal here at Martinsville. Had some really good runs here in the past.
I'll tell you, a car that struggled is a car that was our leader, our pole sitter, Christopher Bell.
Come on, Loki.
Definitely struggled to make passes and get up through the field like some of the other cars that were up there.
Back to 13th now. And out of the stage points, 10 laps to go, stage 1. There's a look at our pole sitter.
Go right in front of him is Blaney. That car was 30th. 30th. This is a huge gain. Caution is out. I see it.
Front straightaway, around goes
No!
Chris Buescher. He had been in quite a battle with a couple of cars, notably Zane Smith. Not sure if this was the result of pretty far down the straightaway to be just a spin. I'm guessing there might have been contact involved, as the Allegra cam shows Buescher getting turned around here. He was 24th as we have our second caution of the day at lap 71. Casey Mears will get the free pass. He's the only car a lap down. Mears making his 490th career start in Carl Long's car.
Give me a break, dude.
And there's the contact from Carson Hocevar.
Not clear.
No.
Eva.
No. Larry, think we'll get back to green here before the stage ends?
It's going to be a very short run. So do you want to stay out and score stage points? I think the majority of the field, especially from on back, maybe like 10th on back, they pit here, they flip the stage, and then stay out at the stage end.
Always a tough spot to be in when you're up in the front, want those stage points, but you know if you don't pit, you're going to get buried with track position by the guys that just sit back there and save tires. So here they all come. Well, a lot of them.
Oh, Logano had the fake there and stayed out, along with Bowman and Buescher, of course. Keselowski is still out there. He's not pitted today. Regan.
Cole Custer in the 41 car doing a very nice job on those older tires to maintain track position. Just a little bit too tight with the nose of the race car, meaning it's not turning as well as he wants to, causing it to lose a little forward.
Come on, Eva. No.
Yes, and Josh
Hey,
Berry and the
dummy.
21 team did a really nice job on
You gotta
those
come
little
back through
tires
here.
there as well, saying just a little bit
Go,
tight
around.
in the middle, so they take 4 tires here, a little air pressure adjustment as
Come
they
here.
go to work on the left
Nope.
side.
Big traffic jam. Josh Berry trying to get out of his pit.
Nope. Around.
There were about 4 of them all trying to
Around.
cram into one spot. Under caution for the second time today. Slam
There you
bang,
go.
yeah, Martinsville.
Okay.
Model of the
in the oh no department. Here comes Bubba Wallace out of his pit, slam into the left side of Josh Berry, caught him right in the left side of the door, just outside where the battery's located, and Berry never made it past turn 2. The car came to a stop, dead stick.
Bubba killed Barry.
The car shut off. He said the dash was black, and the track wrecker pushed him around to his pit where the Wood brothers are trying to do emergency rescue work here.
Doesn't matter, we're going
I
green.
missed what happened to Barry.
Bubba doored him and knocked the battery loose.
Oh, give me a break.
Bubba was coming out of his pit box, or Barry was coming out of his box, and they made contact.
2 laps to go, coming to the end of this stage. So these guys up front decided that they wanted points and stayed out.
And Josh Berry did finally get going.
Oh, Priest is in the Legacy Club sandwich.
Austin Dillon says he has lost first gear.
Who did?
Oh, nice. Austin Dillon.
Stenhouse too fast entering, had to restart in the back. Here we go, 3 wide. How's this going to work out?
Nah, we're going to have a crash.
Thought about 4 wide.
Coming around to complete the stage, Joey Logano.
No,
give me a break.
He stayed out. He stayed out.
Keselowski and Eric Jones.
And I get no stage points.
Same here, because
that was eventful.
Yes, it was.
Second stage win of the season for Joey Logano and his first in stage 1 in Daytona.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure the stage 1 winner in Martinsville has never won the race. This hasn't been a race in the last 7 years. Because usually the most dominant car gets junked.
Yeah.
Because they get drove through.
Yeah, it's... I order Little Caesars, right? I don't ever order pizza. I order their stuff crazy. I order 3 orders of it.
Shit's so good.
It's so cheap, too. It's only $4. You get 3 of them in one package. I order 2 of them.
I'm gonna go get some cake and ice cream. Okay. Yeah.
Round 1 of the college basketball crown starts tomorrow on FS1. Utah Butler at 3 Eastern. George Washington, Boise State at 5:30. Nebraska, Arizona State at 8:30. And Georgetown, Washington State at 11. It's the college basketball crown tomorrow on FS1. Boogity boogity.
You think that's what Daryl's doing right now, taking a nap?
Not yet.
No, he's doing boogity boogity.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
So Joey Logano got the stage points. He is piling them up. Penske now with 5 stage wins in stage 1 and 2. 15 top 5s in the stages, a lot of laps led, but look at the race results. No wins, only 1 top 5, and that average finish in the trunk, as they say.
Well, we're staying down that trend. It's exactly what we just saw again.
Logano had the 5th most stage points entering today. And Brad Keselowski, who was 4th, got his first stage points since stage 1 at Daytona.
He earned that one. I mean, he had him on both sides of him and elbows out, making that car wide.
I think he's the only car that ran the whole stage without stopping on either caution.
Right, I got some cookie cake, got some cookies.
I believe Chris Buescher will get the free pass.
Watch Logano die.
As pit road opens, and here they come. Not so many, about 5 cars. Regan?
Mike, you just mentioned it right there. Much needed stage points for Brad Keselowski. The team was very pleased about that. Told him that he needs to be freer for laps 60 to 80 through the runs if we get more, or if we get any long runs. That's what they're going to work on with him. And at 16 of AJ Allmendinger having another good run this week. He's having to drive through the front tires to get it to turn, though. Jamie?
And the 22 of Joey Logano, he had taken those right side tires, just said he's tight firing up, wants a little bit of an adjustment, air pressure as well. This team has finished worse than they qualified in every race this year. Trying to change that today. He's happy with the car.
Josh Berry heads off pit road ahead of Logano. Berry's now led the most laps for a Wood Brothers car at Martinsville since David Pearson in the spring of 1973, their last victory here. Joey Logano, stage 1 winner, but now he's going to restart out back after this pit stop.
He's doing what Harrison Burton, Matt Benedetto, and Ryan Blaney. That does make me sad. Barry is 2 laps down.
Yeah, I didn't see it because I was out in the kitchen getting something to drink. But I just heard Bubba doored Barry. Like, it wasn't intentional, it was just pit road bullshit.
Somebody made a William Byron the Eras Tour shirt. Is where that runs.
Live with Jaden McMurray, Chris Myers, a stage break and a break for the hot dog stand. We're watching the race, taking notes, but in line is everybody here at the world famous hot dog stand. Sir, how good are these hot dogs?
Man, I'm gonna tell you one thing: when you come to Martinsville, the Martinsville hot dogs are good. You might not get one, you might get 3.
It looks like you've had a few. How many?
Yeah, I done had 3 already.
You enjoy it. How do you
either get it plain or you get it all the way. All the way is what I've got. What do you have?
I ordered a plain.
You're gonna have to open that.
I want to go
to. But what's amazing, it's NASCAR's oldest track.
Yeah,
These
dude.
are the oldest hot dogs. Jamie's enjoying it.
They're pretty good.
And they sell over 70,000 each weekend, and they've been around for over 70 years. Just part of the tradition here.
Dude, because we all could like go. We could all pitch in and get 30 hot dogs.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Chris isn't going to eat
And that would last.
I was going to say, the only
Yeah, dude, that would last like
Chris
well,
Bell and
me
Al eating that hot
like
dog.
Come on,
a
Myers.
stage.
I like
Go for it.
I've not seen him pass
Come
up
on,
a meal.
Chris.
Take a bite. Do it.
Oh, that's loaded. Slaw.
Who eats a hot dog?
I'm gonna put Joey Chestnut to shame.
You get slaw, onions, and chili on it for $2. I mean, it's like a trip to Costco.
$1.50 hot dog from Costco.
Well, back to the race. Now, Austin Cindric came pit side. Apparently having power issues similar to Josh Berry.
Oh, dang. Feel bad.
That's a battery connector there.
The Fords are dying.
That big black box. So same song, second verse.
And you see it right there in his hand. That's the exact same thing that they're changing in that Penske.
That is a battery they just changed out right there in both those cars.
Thanks, Larry.
Penske's having
So Josh
problems.
Berry now 2 laps down. Cindric tail into the lead lap up front. Here comes teammates Bowman and Elliott to lead us back to green. John Hunter Nemechek up there with Denny Hamlin, Cole Custer, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace.
Well, one thing that we've noticed so far with the way that these guys have stayed out, these red tires, when they cool off, they fire off fairly decent to be able to maintain some sort of track position like the 48 is doing right now.
Now, the driver who won the stage, Joey Logano, was the first of the cars that pitted under that caution. He restarts 26th.
Well, that's the risk that you take when you don't pit with the whole field, and then the whole field decides that you're going to have to come to pit road, and you don't. You get the stage points, but now you lose all the track position.
Bubba Wallace inside Cole Custer, and the battle for second. Denny Hamlin, one of NASCAR's short track best, coming in second place for Hamlin. Now Alex Bowman in third and John Hunter Nemechek trying to hold on to fifth. They have not been to pit road since lap 33. So that's 63 laps ago.
Yeah.
Well, the way that this race has gone at the beginning is not what anybody expected. There's never been a green flag in a Gen 7 race during this spring race. So we're already twisted up compared to what we've seen in the past here. So if we get a long run, I'll be really interested. You already see the 48 faded to fourth, and you see the 42 right there on the outside of Bubba Wallace. So he's got a whole line of cars on the inside of him now. So it's going to be interesting to see what this strategy shakes out to be.
Make sure brake fans where you need them clear by 3 out there.
Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs to the inside of Nemechek on those worn tires. Cole Custer following up through, and then our pole sitter, Christopher Bell in the 20.
Yeah, and you see that 54 and the year that they've had right now, that you see him running, let's see, 6th right here. So really fast yesterday in practice, had a good car on the long run. Now he's got the track position to go with everything that he's been doing. The things that they have done on pit road, they've had good pit stops, they've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's so far. So now you got the track position to go along with everything else.
And he's going to have his teammate Chase Briscoe right behind him, and then Tyler Reddick. There's the Toyota cam for Briscoe.
Still hanging at your door. Still outside. You're clear.
37 cars on the lead lap. The only car a lap down is Josh Berry, and he's down 2 due to that battery replacement. Bubba has a look inside Bowman, and he's got room.
Oh.
Going to come off the corner with 4th place. And then on the right, Reddick fighting for 10th. Taking it. And there's Michael McDowell promoting the Easter weekend race at Rockingham on his 71.
Hey, Ross is starting to go the right way.
Ross Chastain following right up through, and Tough to be John Hunter Nemechek in this situation.
Let's go, McDuss. Follow McDuss.
Yeah, and really, that's all
lead
you
us
can
to the
do.
promised
I
land.
hate racing like that. I hate being on defense, but sometimes you have to mix things up in order to put yourself in a position. But if this goes on a long run, you're going to see them continue to fade.
Gibbs to 5th.
Ty Gibbs up past Bowman for 5th here.
Tough to start the season the way that those guys have started it, and as you see John Hunter getting passed by the 4 car on the outside, and sometimes I think that's a better strategy, to be able to just let the guy go on the outside of you so you don't get that whole line of cars in case you wind up with a hole. You could make some better lap time, but still bleeding positions.
So the 42 was 33rd when they chose this strategy. We'll see how it plays out here as he's back at 16th, well, 17th as Suarez works his way around to the outside.
Well, they better be careful not to be the caution. He is really struggling to keep speed here. They're passing him on the inside, the outside. They've had him sideways and everything in between. Here comes another one, Haley to the inside.
And the question that I would ask Larry, do you think that they're going to try to split this stage with as bad as they're running?
Kevin, that would be a stretch. This is a really short stage, and you and I both know you make a green flag pit stop, you're going to go 2 laps down. I just think this is too short of a stage to do that. 3rd stage, yes, just not sure about this stage.
Ty Dillon to the inside in the 10, moving Nemechek back to 19th, and there's Joey Logano in 20th. Remember, he started back about
but the penalties and shit might
after being
also probably
road at the end of stage
that was
1.
a chick. That was
here come the cars
dumb.
with fresh tires.
And that's Nemechek on the outside, and they're just stacked up all around him. Just very tricky to try to navigate around that car. Obviously,
like he hit him so hard that he destroyed his fucking car.
Look how bad they're stacked up behind him. Trying, as one gets stacked up, it gives you an opportunity to make a run on them. Patience is a virtue right here.
Byron Dillon, Hocevar all lined up to move to the inside, and now they've kicked Nemechek out of the top 20. Joey Logano up 8 since the restart. Ty Gibbs up 5 into the top 5.
So Desmond with 2?
Yeah, he's laying down right now.
See the 41 car of Cole Custer there on the inside of Alex Bowman.
Nice.
We talked yesterday during the qualifying show just how good the Stewart Haas cars have been at Martinsville over the year, over the past years, and now you've got the Haas factory team with Cole driving the car, single car team, and that success and everything that they've done in the past seems to be bleeding over to Martinsville with the performance of that car.
All right, let's move up to 2nd place in Denny Hamlin. Jamie?
Yeah, I've been watching what Denny Hamlin is doing. They unloaded this weekend. They really liked the pace of this car. They really like this new tire, this softer tire they unveiled here in the fall. That plays into Denny's hands. They made some adjustments, says the drive-off isn't great. But, guys, we always talk about Denny Hamlin being so good here. He's won here 5 times. But, Mike, it's hard to believe it's been 10 years since Denny Hamlin took home a clock. Perhaps he changes that today.
Well, Jamie, you're right. He told us in the pre-race that came with a different setup. He was tired of running 2nd, 3rd place. Kevin, he told us he felt like that's all the better he was. It's a 2nd or 3rd place car. Came with a different setup and a new vision, new outlook.
Hey, bumper cars. Eric Jones. Boy, he and A.J. Allmendinger have been going at it. A lap and a half ago, Jones gave Allmendinger the boot going into turn number 3. Back down in turn 1, and Allmendinger repays the favor, and it was more than bumper tag. It sent him up a lane. Watch this.
Oh, man.
Looks a little like last night's Xfinity Series dumpster fire.
It wasn't that bad, but
not quite.
You can definitely tell they were not happy. You knew something happened there. Eric Jones just doesn't nail you in the rear like that. I mean, he came from nowhere. Hit him hard.
And that's how hard they fight here for 27th place. Chase Elliott leads at Martinsville.
Oh. It's going to be a yellow. That's going to be a yellow. NASCAR? Thank you.
He's leaking something. Car's dead. The Ford Mustang, nice.
Coming up, a full weekend of football, and it starts with Fox UFL Friday when the Birmingham Stallions take on the Michigan Panthers at 8 Eastern. Next Sunday, 6:30, the San Antonio Brahmas take on the St. Louis Battlehawks. That's the United Football League on Fox and FS1 next weekend. We are under caution. Burt Myers' car coming down the front straightaway lost fire and coasted to a halt there. You saw he was trying to turn into the garage area. Couldn't quite make it. They will push the number 50 to pit road. That is the fourth caution flag of the day. Casey Mears should get the free pass here. Larry, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, Mike, everybody's got at least 30 to 35 laps on their tires. We're going to go back racing with probably close to 50 laps left in this stage, so this may be a good time to see everybody hit pit road and get those 4 fresh tires. That caution was John Hunter Nemechek in the 42 cars best friend.
Yeah, he is 29th right now as the caution flies. Chase Elliott has led only 2 laps this season before today. He's now been out front for 41, one more than Josh Berry. They are the biggest lap leaders here so far.
Nemechek wasn't the only one on the brink there. You had Buschard. Look back there. Josh Berry, Van Gisbergen, Cindric, and Keselowski. Those guys were really starting to ratchet up the battle to stay on that lead lap. Try to put some distance between them and that guy right there, your leader.
Well, that guy right there, he's been bussing all day. It's fun to watch him drive this racetrack, and the way that his style is sliding up the racetrack and the drive up off the corner. We saw it at Bowman Gray. Seems to be the same thing again today.
Now, a couple drivers in the top half dozen, Ty Gibbs and Cole Custer, are each looking for their first top 10 finish of the year, and they are going to stay out along with Bubba Wallace, and Denny Hamlin will be the new race leader as most of the lead lap cars come to pit road in front of Regan.
Mike, the 9-car Chase Elliott deciding to pit right here. Told crew chief Alan Gustafson that the car really has not changed all day, even with the rubber on the track, just a little bit tight on the 9-car. Jamie?
And the 5, Kyle Larson, decided to come in, making his 150th start for Hendrick Motorsports. Just told Cliff Daniels, his crew chief, I feel like my car is really good. He's down and away.
Alex Bowman had a stutter and a stop coming out of his pit.
Yeah, that was weird. I was watching the same thing, Mike. It took off.
Well, there was a car, Shane Van Gisbergen, coming into pit, and Bowman stuttered, but then got going, and so no contact.
Got turned around.
No collision.
His battery again.
Penske batteries.
Man, I feel so bad for him. Barry had a good start to the race.
If you want to see who's ready for Augusta, the biggest names in golf are on Fox. They're all teeing it up at Live Golf in Miami. It starts Friday. Only on Fox, continues on FS1 and Fox through the weekend. Here at Martinsville Speedway, varying strategies. Some pitted, some didn't. As we are halfway through stage number 2.
Go Suzuki, good hit, buddy.
Laps to go as you look at all these in-car views.
All right, we get this the sixth couple, whatever the fucking word is, Cam. Sextuple. It's sex time. Sex time. Sex time.
On the Wood Brothers car.
Oh, Deadman is really jerking that battery.
A long day for Josh Berry having to run all those switches off. It'll be hot in that thing.
I wonder if he does the jerk meat Olympics or whatever the fuck it's called.
Larson and Briscoe got 2 tires. Chase Elliott got 4.
Oh, Ross is in the top 10.
2 tires. That's your top 10 as we go back to green.
What's up, Ross?
I am Mr. Mellon.
Bubba, P2.
Let's go, Bubbles.
Denny Hamlin, top 5 in the last 5 races here, and you can see why. Just the way he wraps that corner, got away from the field.
Well, he's just so good at everything that happens here at Martinsville. He's a great short track racer. Been a while since he's been to victory lane here. And as we mentioned earlier in the show, talked about bringing a different setup to the racetrack. They knew that they needed to get better. A lot of learning going on for the end of the year. This race holds such an important spot in the championship and being the cutoff race before you go to the last race.
Yeah, but I think it eats on him too, right? I mean, this guy dominated this track. This was by far one of his better tracks. You knew when you came to Martinsville you had to outrun Denny Hamlin. That was with the old car.
Look at this in turn 4. Chase Elliott was the meat in the sandwich all the way down the backstretch and all the way
meat in
around
the
turns
tuna
3
sandwich.
and 4. But they made it with minimal, if any, contact. Now Logano caught in the middle as Cole Custer.
You're in hell. You are in hell right now.
Reddick muscles his way in there. McDowell right behind him.
Yeah, and Cole Custer, he's been shuffled to the outside, and he's just trying to hang on to find somewhere to get down, at least into the second group.
Goodbye.
Up the racetrack he goes again off the front bumper, Michael McDowell.
Zane Smith thought about making it 4 wide into turn 3.
Hey, can we not kill Todd Gilliland, please?
When it gets jumbled up like this, and you have those opportunities to take them 3 wide or, you know, gain 1 spot. I mean, it's so important to take advantage of that. So you have to be aggressive. You have to put the nose of that car in there when you have the opportunity to make up a position.
You don't see Ricky Stenhouse because he had another speeding penalty, his second of the day, restarted out back. Denny Hamlin's just run the fastest lap of this race, 93.66 miles an hour.
And just following up on that from earlier in the race, these tires fire up really well after they cool off, and that is just another reason to believe that they're going to fire off all night.
Logano on the outside 11th, working his way back up through. And contact there with his teammate Ryan Blaney.
Seth?
Play nice, boys.
Well,
did Ross find something?
It becomes difficult to be able to.
Man is on the move.
Pass on the car, and the guys on the outside, like Clint mentioned earlier, they want to get to that right front fender to let you not finish the corner. But what happens in these Gen 7 cars, when you make contact with the right front, it instantly wants to snap the car around. So you can defend that inside car pretty well if you get aggressive with it.
Boy, toward the back where Kyle Busch is, a lot of bump and thump, and a good bit of it involves Riley Herbst and Brad Keselowski right there. And there's Cole Custer in a tough spot.
Got to make it work here. We're pinned.
Busch to the inside. And Josh Berry coming, even though Berry's 2 laps down.
And that's frustrating. Having a great race car like Josh Berry had, just drove off in that first stage and was able to really showcase that. But see some contact right there with the 20 car and the 99, and a car in front of them we hadn't mentioned very much. Ross Chastain running P5 there.
Melon. He's on the move.
I don't even know where he came from. He must have had a great.
That's what I'm saying. Where the fuck did Ross come from? You know what? Ross's paint kind of reminds me of my ARCA paint.
Crossed over and was ready for it. That's textbook Martinsville racing.
Now that I look at it,
you don't always have to be the aggressor. If somebody else wants to lay the bumper to him, go ahead and let him do it. Just be close enough to him that you can go right there with him.
Denny Hamlin has the Xfinity fastest lap so far. And there you see it. That was crude. But there's the stopwatch. Regan.
Mike, you mentioned it a little bit earlier, how good of a day Ty Gibbs is having right now. Car just a little bit too tight as the rubber goes down on the track for him. But another issue inside that race car, having trouble with the cool suit. That's the suit that cycles water through the car. So if he's going to continue this good day, may have to gut it out as we get further into this race and it gets hotter and hotter in those race cars. Same issue also for the 2-car of Austin Cindric, who made a second pit stop on that last cycle.
Suit not working in the 54 and the 2-car.
Of course, the battery issue, he had to turn his
the cool
off.
suit.
Wow. 35 to go here in the stage.
And that's what happens. That cool suit starts pumping hot water, and then it fills your shirt up with that hot water, and you unplug it. But at that point, it's already hot. And that's why they took it all out of Austin's suit. So Ty's not in that position yet.
Look at the back bumper of that car.
Cindric, the electric cam from Chris Buescher, working inside of Cody Ware. All these are lead lap cars.
I got spawn.
So much different when you're able to race in the front and do the things that Denny Hamlin is doing right now, into a rhythm. Him, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, all those guys that are single file. And then you look as you get towards the back of the pack. It's always such a busier day in the back of the field because you're always side by side. You're running into somebody. Somebody's running into you. Way better up here, Clint.
Well, absolutely. That's where you want to be, and that's where Toyota is right now. But the way this race is playing out with these cautions coming out here, there, everywhere, it's really shaking this race up. Can't get a good definitive answer on who has a good car yet because we haven't quite seen that long run that we need to see to get a good gauge on it.
Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, 4 Toyotas out in front at Martinsville.
Chase Elliott working on Chastain. Bruh.
23 laps to go in stage 2 of the Cookout 400 at Martinsville Speedway. Denny Hamlin in the lead. Bubba Wallace 1.7 seconds back. There is a look at the gap from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Best seat in the house since 1925. Happy 100th to the Goodyear blimp. 3 drivers reporting cool suit issues. Austin Cindric, Eric Jones, Ty Gibbs, all having trouble with their driver cooling today.
What do you see?
Clint.
Yeah, the track, you can see it really starting to rubber up down here. I was watching off of 4. You can see this groove right here where the right sides are going. They're starting to navigate around it. Kevin, I heard you talk about that patch on the outside. This patch, it starts to become grip as they navigate around that and go to the outside. You slide across there with no front tires, you hit that patch and it wants to turn. The more rubber gets built up, the more they move around. Whoa!
Too far.
Larry, Alex Bowman had that little stutter stop on pit road, and then you said he came back in. What for?
Well, first, the stutter stop was good because they told him to stop because the 88 was coming in, but he had to come back to pit road because they had a loose left side tire.
Talk about good. This 9 car is hitting on all 8 cylinders right now. Very fast, picking them up and putting them down, making passes, moving around. He told us in a pre-race about his, he kind of diamonds the corner, Kevin, and his driving style around Martinsville. We saw it at the clash that you spoke of in Bowman Gray Stadium. I think it really helps him on a long run with the forward drive and carry momentum around this racetrack.
Well, you saw him right there with a really high entry. Now he's going to have to go under the 50 car right next to the curb, wrap the curb. But he had a really high entry on the other end and kind of cut across the middle of the corner, which tells me, see if he does it again here. Right back to the bottom of the racetrack. Must have just done that for traffic. But as these guys go through this rubber, they'll start moving around. You see the car behind him, Ty Gibbs, moving around the racetrack as you see him diamond the corner. He's probably had the biggest diamond, but Chase Elliott, I think he has the best car right
When
now.
I heard you tell me he was moving on the outside, opening his entrance up and diamond across, that guy right there, ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Gordon, nobody did it better at Martinsville than moving around and finding grip and finding ways to pass that car in front of you. You know what box he's sitting on today? That 9 car.
William Byron, Joey Logano. This is for 12th place right here. Larry Mack?
Yeah, William Byron has been screaming
On what?
every fugle about just how tight that race car is, and
On
they've
2
definitely been
tires.
working with him, trying to get him to move the line
Interesting.
around. To you guys, the point you're made, the way the rubber's starting to come into that concrete corner now.
You're dead in the water when you're tied at Martinsville. You can't carry momentum. You can't get off the brake and let the car work. You can't pick up the gas because it hasn't rotated around. You're going to have to get that thing freed up. Needs a pit stop, but you're right. Goes back to what Bell told us yesterday after practice. The cars free up as the run goes, so maybe, just maybe, that plays into his role as this run plays out.
Yeah, and as we watch Austin and Ty Dillon right here, the problem is, Clint, this Gen 7 car through the center of the corner is always naturally kind of tight here, and especially when you're in traffic. So what happens when you start talking to the crew chief about freeing that car up, a lot of times what will happen is it'll start getting loose on the entry, and it'll start getting loose on the exit, and it'll affect the entry and exit more than it will the center of the corner. So always a tricky balance that honestly I was never very good at.
Now Denny Hamlin has now caught lead lap cars. First of those will be Ricky Stenhouse, and as you talked earlier, these cars will be a little harder to put 1 lap down. They're all trying to stay on the lead lap.
And you see Denny Hamlin, he'll start working that high groove to try to cut across like we were talking with Chase Elliott. He'll start working up the racetrack right here, diamond the corner, and then cut the car down next to the curb to try to get the drive off to get position.
And this may take something out of his lead, which was 1.7 seconds when he caught Stenhouse.
Again, those first 2 cars have older tires when you look at Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace, and Chase Elliott's now really starting to shine on that fresher tire.
I need these stage points from both Ross and Wallace. Come on, hang on to your positions.
The last lap, he was catching him very fast.
And you see him right there, enter really high, cut back across the bottom all the way back to that curb. That's what Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, the guys that typically have success here can move around and do the things that they need to do with their car.
Coming to 8 to go in stage 2. And that lead was 1.7. It's now down to 1 second.
I'll tell you what, I cannot believe I just heard you.
Oh, dude, using the fucking NASCAR app on my phone, I have the Apple Maps, like, I can see the actual, like, maps
You see
layout
Danny up there still struggling, trying to get by
Dansby?
Stenhouse, and Stenhouse wants to hold him.
Dansby Swanson home run! Let's go!
Getting,
I have a
to the
fucking
next car to
parlay,
put
and that
them a
just
lap
hit
down. He
one of my
wants to
plays.
Fight as hard as he can to try to stay in that lucky dog position. So makes it tougher on the
Let's go,
leaders,
Dansby Swanson!
third place cars.
But, okay, so the app on the phone has, like, the Google Maps fucking scan of Martinsville, and I can see, like, the little icons of the cars. That's kind of cool.
Crossing over. Watch him set up.
They don't do that on the computer, though. You just see a fucking
now. I think Bubba kind of moved up and saw
black
what
track.
he's doing. Got underneath of him. Here we go. Pass for second.
I was talking with Bubba yesterday. We did an interview with him. So interesting to hear the comments that he has about the guys that he raced with. Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, so many of the Kyle Larson, so many of these guys came up at the exact same time, and here they are still battling out on Sundays in a Cup car.
Wallace on those worn tires slipped up the racetrack. Hamlin, Wallace, and Gibbs were last on pit road at lap 73, along with Daniel Suarez. Everybody else has 50 lap fresher tires than they do as they try to hang on for 4 more laps to the end of stage 2 here.
This is always the tricky part about being the leader. We've seen Denny catch the 47 car, go by him, and now he's got cars that are nose to tail. Never an easy pass here when you're trying to put a car lap down as a leader.
Starter working the blue flag with the yellow stripe. That's not a move over flag. It means there's a faster car behind you. Be alert, be aware.
Yeah, and look at that, 2,500 laps led. That just goes to show you just how much Denny Hamlin and how much success that he's had at this particular racetrack.
2 to go in this second stage. And Cody Ware fighting to stay on the tail end of the lead lap, so he won't have to take the wave around, and we'll leave that for Ricky Stenhouse here. Final lap.
Chase has made up a ton of time on Denny being held up by the 51 car, but it's not going to matter. Denny's going to get this stage win.
I just need Bubba to hold on to 3rd. I need Ross to hold on to 7th.
Hamlin off turn 4. Cody Ware is going to manage to stay on the lead lap, and Denny Hamlin wins stage 2. Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick gets the final stage point. It's Denny Hamlin's 8th stage win at Martinsville, which tops all drivers.
I think it's 11 stage points for me right there. Well, I had 2 cars in the... Ross got 4 and Wallace got 8, so 12 stage points for Hale Mellon and the Funky Bunch. That's good. I want my if my team can consistently get me between 10 and 15 stage points a race, I'm okay with that. It's 10 to 15 bonus points at the end of the race. So even if we have some shitty finishes, those bonus points help a little bit.
Nobody starts telling these kids at 12 and 13, respect. Respect your equipment, respect that other driver, and respect his ability. You know what I mean? Because if you race him that way, he's going to race you that way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It has snowballed to where that noise just gets louder every year.
Yeah.
People think it's okay to dive into the last corner and take somebody out. People think it's okay to make it 6 wide where it should be 2 wide. You know,
Right.
People think it's okay. And they think the fans love it and they think it's okay, but it's not okay.
Now that was Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour presented by Echo Park Automotive before this weekend. Kyle Petty making those comments. Then we had Friday's truck race here, and then we had Saturday's Xfinity race, caution after caution after caution. And right at the end, we'll see this. Tanner Gray, Sammy Smith coming from 3 car lengths back to dump Tanner Gray. And then half the field piles up behind.
Honestly, if he doesn't just hook a left into Allgaier, I think Allgaier wins the race.
Dash for cash, but look at the pileup. Harsh words afterwards, and probably more to come, because Sammy Smith, not only did he not apologize, he tried to justify what he did.
Thank you, Mike.
Well,
He tried.
Yeah, he tried to justify it, but you know, it's definitely not what we all want to watch, and not the racing that we were brought up in. So it would have been better to just make the call on the spot than wait, you know, to penalize a move like that. So it's unfortunate.
Mike Joy said, "Yeah, you're not getting away with this."
Well, I'm sorry. I said the Xfinity Series was a dumpster fire. It's not. A dumpster fire is contained, and that series is not right now. So this morning, NASCAR Director of Competition
Mike
Elton Sawyer
Joy going off right now. Okay, Mike.
And he said,
Yeah, you need to make one of the like bookmark things as Mike Joy goes off for some shit for this video.
You're not wrong, right? Respect. What does that mean? All right, these kids, it isn't wrong. Usually, it works, right? And you get to pass me. There's no consequences, is what I'm trying to say. That needs to be a penalty. If it's that blatant and that outlandish, that is a simple answer to me. He should have been launched at least the last position on scored, right, for the race. At least, bare minimum. That was such an easy answer, and something that they're going to have to step in on. But just to say respect is going to fix it, well, then they need to get out of the way with those security guys and let those guys learn about respect.
He was talking about today's race and today's drivers who are entering pit road. Pit road's open. Tuesday is penalty day in NASCAR, and we'll all be paying very close attention. Regan.
Ty Gibbs in the 54 car, too loose off of the corners right now, but extremely tight center is the primary problem. Asking for water already as well, and Chase Elliott in the 9 car. Car took a step tighter that run, about 25% tighter than it was the previous run, and doesn't want to hurt rear security, Jamie.
Denny Hamlin and Bubba Wallace both pitted on lap 73. That was a long run for them. The 11, Denny pretty happy with it. A little bit loose. No issues in the center, though. Bubba Wallace feels like that car is on top of the racetrack, specifically the left rear. Air pressure adjustment for him. Great stop for the 11 bunch.
Are you 28?
Thanks, Jamie. Tough call for Cole Custer. He was blocked from getting into his pit, had to stop after Alex Bowman's pit, and then back up to get serviced. So he will be at the back. We're at the end of stage 2, where Denny Hamlin has scored the stage win at Martinsville.